Now on Good Morning El Paso, breaking overnight, 2 men opened fire at a busy tourist spot in Israel, killing several people. What the military is doing now in response.
Bernie Sanders meets with President Obama this morning. What's his next move in the race for the White House? I'm ABC's Megan Hughes. I'll have the latest.
After several delays, demolition and construction of a Lower Valley bridge is set to get underway next week. So how does the city plan to help drivers get around those closures?
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC 7's Good Morning El Paso.
A very good morning to El Paso, Las Cruces, and Juarez. I'm Stephanie Valle.
And I'm Hillary Floren. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, Hillary.
Did you get any rain last night?
I don't know. I passed out. I was so asleep.
All right, well, let's check in with Crystal. We got just enough to mess my car up even more, Crystal.
Of course.
That was the exact same by my house. I saw a few spots of rain kind of as we moved into the overnight hours, and it was just enough to, make my already dusty, dirty car a little more dirty. Let's take a look at your numbers out there this morning with our temperatures on some of our ABC 7 Storm Track WeatherNet sites. 79 Texas Tech Health Sciences School and 80 at the St. Pius School location. 72 for Fabens Elementary here at the station in West El Paso. Mid-70s, and Rosa Guerrero Elementary also at 75 degrees. You look at your clouds and radar map. We have clouds still, but not so much in the rain category, at least not at this point in your morning. But remember, the last few days we haven't really had rain in the morning, and then later in the day those showers pop right back up into the night. So chances are there yet again today. In fact, they're starting to increase. We'll have more on that coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, thank you, Crystal. And now to breaking news overnight. The Israeli military says it has revoked all permits for Palestinians to visit Israel and travel abroad during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. This after 4 Israelis were killed and dozens of others were injured. Authorities are calling it one of the deadliest attacks in an 8-month wave of violence in Tel Aviv. And you can see in this dramatic video 2 men in black open fire in the busy open-air market and tourist spot. Israel's prime minister called the attack, quote, a cold-blooded murder by despicable terrorists. The Islamic militant group Hamas did not claim responsibility, but said more surprises during the holy month should be expected.
Also breaking overnight, a suicide car bomb attack ripping through a commercial area in Baghdad. The attack killed at least 15 there, wounding dozens of others. ISIS claimed responsibility. It comes one day after another suicide car bomb killed at least 12 people north of Baghdad. And developing now on ABC 7, Iraqi special forces have rolled into southern Fallujah. It's the first time in more than 2 years that government troops have entered the city, which is held by the Islamic State group. Counterterrorism troops are fighting house-to-house battles in one neighborhood. The operation to retake the city expected to be one of the most difficult yet.
And now to the race for the White House. Hillary Clinton is now the presumptive Democratic nominee. The general election is on and the gloves are off between Clinton and Donald Trump. But at the same time, Bernie Sanders is meeting with President Obama at the White House today. ABC's Megan Hughes has details. It's your voice, your vote.
Bernie Sanders getting a warm welcome at home in Vermont after a bruising primary week. It allowed Hillary Clinton to cross the delegate finish line and become the presumptive first female nominee from a major party. President Obama on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon.
Is he ever going to drop out? Or he's just going to stay in? And he's like,
is going to be coming to the White House. My hope is that over the next couple of weeks we're able to pull things together. And what happens during primaries, you get a little ouchy.
The president's latest role, party mediator-in-chief. The president is expected to endorse Clinton soon. But according to the White House, Sanders won't be pressured to concede before next Tuesday's primary in D.C., when the final Democratic votes are cast. On the Republican side, Donald Trump still facing a firestorm after attacking federal judge Gonzalo Curiel because of his Mexican heritage, even though the judge was born in Indiana. House Speaker Ryan says he's confident Trump will still support their agenda, but a handful of Republicans, including South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, have rescinded their support. Scott Walker, the governor of Wisconsin, a battleground state, hinting he may be next.
I want to make sure that he renounces what he says, at least in regards to this judge.
Trump trying to pivot to the general election battle ahead.
I am going to give a major speech on probably Monday of next week, and we're going to be discussing all of the things that have taken place with the Clintons.
Hillary Clinton is also planning her next assault on Donald Trump. She's expected to zero in on his business record and economic plans. Megan Hughes, ABC News, Washington.
Well, school is finally out for children across the borderland. The question for a lot of parents now is how to keep them busy. New this morning, how your child can learn and have fun all summer. We have Good Morning El Paso's Denise Olivas here with some information. Denise.
Good morning. The El Paso Public Library is hosting more than 300 special events and activities so children stay engaged and continue learning this summer. And one of those activities includes the Summer Reading Club. The program is now underway, but it's not too late to join. It's available at all public library branches across the city. Kids are asked to read either 8 books or read for 8 hours a week, depending on their reading levels. Then they have to record their reading activity in a log sheet that's provided by the library. And if the child meets or passes the reading goal, they are eligible for prizes. And you can download the reading log from the El Paso Public Library website, or you can stop by any branch to pick up that log. Hillary, back to you.
Good way to keep them busy. All right, thanks, Denise. Happening next Monday, the Carolina Bridge is expected to be closed in El Paso's Lower Valley. For the next year, TxDOT is rebuilding that bridge so drivers who use it can get to Alameda, and they'll need to find another route now. The city is giving some relief to drivers by reopening Cadwalader Drive at the railroad crossing next week. Remember, it had been closed as part of the Quiet Zone project. Prep work is already underway. It will only be open during the construction of the bridge, but it's expected to alleviate a lot of congestion in the area. Now, it also means that trains will start blaring their horns when they're passing through there. And I feel like we read a lot of construction stories. How about you?
I think we do.
But the key is that there's a lot going on. So you can just go to our website if you ever need a refresher on everything that's going on out there.
And speaking of construction, we have weather and traffic on the 7th. Let's get things started, though, with Crystal Cly and our weather forecast.
And we're beginning with your day planner here. Breezy conditions turning windy as we move later into the day, especially windy with any thunderstorms that do pop up. And today, chance of rain starts at 10% about late afternoon into the early evening, but that chance increases to 20% as we move into the night. On top of that, we're hot, 93 noon and a high of 99 degrees. Still a possible thunderstorm popping up later today with that storm outlook showing us we're shaded in the light green. This has been pretty consistent for us, and it's not quite typical for us to constantly see us shaded in that possibility zone, but we've been holding on to lingering moisture. So coming up in just under 10 minutes, we'll talk more about chances of rain today extending through your weekend. But for now, Mauricio, let's see traffic.
Thanks, Crystal, and a good morning to you. Things looking good across the map as we take a look at our ABC7 traffic flows. We're seeing a lot of green, but some areas where we're starting to see some congestion here on Montana. Let's zoom in just a little bit, and you're starting to see Montana near Loop 375 in both directions. You see this yellow right here, and that means a slow down speed about half as fast as you would usually see it. Now some traffic. A look at our TxDOT traffic cam for us. It's I-10 at Porfirio Diaz. Things looking just a little slow right there, and then you can see it right there. A nice morning for you right now. I'll have another update for you in 10 minutes.
All right, thank you so much, Mauricio.
And still to come right here on Good Morning El Paso.
A large brush fire forcing hundreds to evacuate this morning after burning more than 600 acres overnight.
Plus, an El Paso boxer now knows how long he'll be behind bars after violating the terms of his probation.
It's 6:08, and this is ABC7, where news comes first.